Hello, uh, this is Eddie from Eddie's Pottery. I'm getting ready to build a base for a piece of, let's say, an art sculpture that my wife purchased in Pennsylvania from a friend of mine named Jeff, and Potter's Journal. So hey, this is the piece that I'm getting ready to build a base for, and so that way I can we can put it outside, and that way I know it won't tip or fall or anything like that. It's a really nice piece. Got turtles all over it. So hey, I'm going to work on this today and get it set up so that it can be outside. And I know that my wife doesn't like it being out there unless it's protected in some way. So, and I don't blame her. So, hey, this is what I'm working on, and I'll go out here to my shop in the garage and show you what all I'm doing. Here's a couple things that I'm going to be using. Here I'm going to be using my my compound miter saw. That, and I've got a few other things I'm going to be using. So some screws. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of. I'm going to cut this right here. This, I think this is a 2x10. Yeah, I think it's a 2x10. So I'm gonna cut it a couple feet this way, and then two different pieces. I'm gonna attach two pieces of this together. I'll cut me off a chunk of this PVC and mount it in the center of it so that it can stand up, and that way when I set that pottery sculpture onto it, that way it will hold it and to where it won't fall over. That's the biggest concern. We don't want it falling over, and this here will raise it up a little bit off the ground to where it's not going to be in the dirt and the mud and everything, because we're trying to keep it as nice as possible. My wife really likes it, so but that's what I'm working on right now. So hey, you watch as I go along, and we'll see how well I can do this. Okay, now you can see I went and cut the 2x10s, which the 2x10 is only about 9 and 1/8, 9 1/4, in that range wide. So I'm using two of these is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take this and put the two of them together like so to make a nice square base, and I will attach it with these pieces right here. Make a nice put them all on there, get them all nice and stable. Be 1, 2, 3. That'll make it a nice solid piece. Then I'm gonna trim these long pieces right here to fit along the side of it, so they'll be raised from the bottom. And then I'm going to take and cut my PVC and attach it with the L brackets, which I have right there. And that way, when I put the piece of art pottery on here, that way it won't fall over from one side or the other, and that way it'll have a nice base, which we will set in the garden. We can do a number of things. We can pour a rock over this, or I can put it on the patio, and that way it'll just be real stable there too. So hey, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll show you more about this as I. Okay, as you can see, I've already added a bracket on each end of this. I'm finishing up here in the center, and putting these screws in. That way I have made a solid piece. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, boom. And now looks pretty good. I'm gonna put some tongue oil on this rascal. That way I know it's gonna last a long time. Now, I'm going to cut this other piece. That's going to be on the saw, and roughly whatever the dimension is on this, I think it's 18 and just shy of a half, 18 and a half. I'll make two of them, and I'm going to put one on this side here, one on this side here. That's going to be the feet or the foot runner for each side of that. That way it'll raise it up, and I don't have to worry about anything contacting the bottom of it. So, hey, let me cut that piece and show you what else I'm doing, step by step. Okay, yeah, that's done. I've cut both pieces, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on this side like so, and that way it will be like a raised foot for the bottom of this. I mean, it's nice to try to protect it as much as possible. Put one over here on this other side. Hopefully you can see exactly what I've done, you know, like that. Yeah, I'll put a couple screws in this, that way it'll hold it on there. And hey, little tongue oil, and we're moving right along with this piece. One thing I know, you gotta be careful when you put the screws in so you don't split the wood. So, but hey, I added an extra screw, so they'll be fine. So actually, because that way when I turn this over, it will be down and it will be raised up, as you can see on there. So hey, now I'm going to cut the PVC and attach it. Okay, as you can see, I've got the four brackets, the 4L brackets, and what I did was I went and marked all the way around where I'm going to drill a hole, and I'm going to drill a pilot hole in this, probably, you know, whatever the size of these screws are. I'll drill it a little bit smaller than that. That way it'll have plenty of bite into the PVC. So that's what I'm doing next. So let me drill some holes, and then I'll show you where we're going from there. Okay, as you can see, I put all four of those brackets. I did a pilot hole for each and every one of them to make sure they, you know, I didn't want anything to split, break, or anything else. So did a pilot hole for all of them. Now I'm going to set this rascal right here 7 inches and 6 3/4. Do we need to move it? Just a touch. And there we go. I'm going to drill me some screw holes in this rascal and get her mounted. Touch base with you in just a second. Okay, now I went and cut. These are about 3 inches long, and I'm gonna slice these. I'm gonna slice these almost in half, and that way I need to. I'm planning on using them for like a shim. And so that way when the piece slides over the top, and I'll show you in a little bit, when the piece slides over the top, then I can go on the inside of the art piece and shim in between this and the actual art piece itself. That way it will tighten up to where it will not move whatsoever. So hey, let me get these cut and we'll try that piece to see how well it works. Okay, I had cut those were 3-inch pieces. What I did was I sliced it up a little bit, and that way I can shim the inside of this when, depending on the different dimension that I have between the PVC and the piece of artwork. So here are my shims. This is what I'm going to be using to put on the inside of this, and let's see how well it works. I'll go get this rascal and try it out. Okay, I made a bunch of shims. Here's the piece. As you can see, well, it's really sunny out here today. And finish that up. And I still gotta, I'm still gonna put, I'm out here on the patio, and I'm gonna put some tung oil on this to preserve it, because we're gonna have it outside, and I know it won't. So, but what I'm gonna do is, I am going to have that out here, and I'm gonna set this piece on top of there. Okay, I've got it on there. As you can see, we look down inside it, and hopefully this can be seen without any trouble. I don't know how well the sunlight is blocking the glare on this or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a shims in between the PVC and the actual piece of art here. And that way, when it's out here, and I've already done it once to all of these shims is, you know, I just slide it in between the PVC and the piece of tile here, and that way, once I get it all shimmed up, this rascal is really solid to where, you know, there's no wobbling or anything. So that way, you know, a good gust of wind, or if you slightly bump it or something, it's not going nowhere. Have my wife's piece of art that Jeff Kohut from Potter's Journal made, and I know that I haven't seen, you know, I haven't seen anything like this before up until we went out there to Pennsylvania and checked out all Jeff's stuff. He's got some really nice stuff. Everybody should take a look and go get a piece, you know. Hey, so hey, this is Eddie from Eddiespottery, and I hope that you know, if you get a piece of this, you can make you a base. That way it can sit outside, or you know, actually I think I could, I'm going to put tung oil on this, so more than likely I'm going to have it here in the house this winter, so, because I know the wife likes to keep it in the house, so but she finally decided to take it out. So hey, thanks for watching, everybody, and this way, hey Jeff, you can see what I done. So hey, I'll talk to everybody later. Bye for now.